I'm genuinely confused. Are we doing our podcast at this time? Is this part of it, or?
It's hard to say.
Does anyone know? Does anyone know whether we are doing our podcast at this time?
That's nice.
BFTP00015.
And then she opens the door and there's shit everywhere.
You're listening to Bear Fringe Tea Party. Alright. Well, I gotta go saw someone's leg off. So, is anyone recording?
You're listening to Bear Friend Tea Party, the world's only podcast. You're listening to Bear Friend Tea Party, the world's only podcast. My name is Christopher Winter, and I'm joined on the program tonight by enthusiast D. Gunnard Beamish.
Hey, it's nice.
Connoisseur Jeremy Mullis of North Carolina.
Thank you.
And aficionado Jonathan Bumpers.
Hiya. How you doing?
Let's just get on with the program. Jeremy, what's on the program tonight?
Segment 1, pie. Segment 2, who wants to give me personally a job? Segment 3, sneaking out of the hospital clichés. And segment 4 is sexy, erotic, or sensual. So our first segment is pie. And I just thought, I'll be leading this segment. I just thought we might, pie season is kind of winding down, and I thought it'd make pie...
So it will no longer be acceptable to hunt pies in the wild?
No, I mean, to me, peak pie season is really in the summer when there's a lot of kind of fruits and stuff going on.
Uh-huh.
It'll kind of, as we enter into the fall, you'll have some apple pies, maybe a pumpkin pie here and there. But
Thanksgiving is such a pie-heavy occasion, though.
Okay, fair enough. We will have. There's like a brief
I feel like I probably eat more pies in winter than in summer. In summer, who wants to
they're
even
not
put the
usually
oven on?
fruity pies, though, aren't you? It's usually like pecan and pumpkin,
Yeah. Well, I love a pecan pie.
I know you do.
You can't beat a pecan pie.
It is the kind of the oven issue is a big issue.
The oven issue?
Well, when it's summertime, you don't want to put the oven on.
Exactly.
Wintertime, you want to get cozy with the oven on.
Except to make a pie, right?
And also fill your stomach up with comfort food to keep you warm.
Okay, but what if you're in the winter, you're not going to have like a ton of fresh peaches or cherries or blueberries,
I'll tell you what else, though. Like when I'm making a fruit baked good, I'll often go for a tart. I love a berry tart.
I got no problem with tarts.
I'm not trying to cause trouble here.
Hey, you know what? Years ago, you were talking about pecan pie. Years ago, I switched to a pecan tart, and I haven't looked back.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between a tart and a pie?
Tart is, it's shallower.
Oh, okay.
And it
That's
has
all there
like
is?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
depends on who you ask. But to me, like a pie is made in a pie tin, and a tart is made in a tart pan.
That makes sense. That's
a tart
logical.
pan, it's a little wider, a little shallower. It's got a steeper edges, so there's kind of a corner at the end, and usually the bottom pops out, so you can pull the tart out. But so with a pecan pie, you make it in that shallow dish, like you get a nice kind of I think a more pleasing pecan to goo ratio.
I don't think I've ever made a tart.
A lot of people complain about pecan pie being just like all this goo.
Too gooey.
And I think if you switch to the tart form factor, that solves a lot of those problems. I think it's a superior dessert.
That makes a lot of sense.
What's wrong with goo?
You know
There's
what?
nothing wrong with goo if you're into that.
Goo is awesome. Those people are assholes.
It depends what kind of goo, John.
Well, pecan goo, obviously.
Yeah, pecan goo does sound awesome.
I deleted all those samples so that I can record to
BFTP00015.
Now I'm recording.
I miss.
For the first one.
I really miss that we used to do.
Hey guys.
BFTP.
What's going on?
Well, you guys were talking about pie, so I left the conversation.
You got scared?
No, I just don't care about pie. So.
Okay, well let's move on to
Is that it for pie?
You don't care about pie at all?
Just
What
okay.
else?
Before
No,
we, what's your
I
favorite
can't
pie?
identify with it. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever baked any kind of dessert or anything like that.
no, you really should.
Yeah,
It's
it's
pie
delicious.
It's actually surprisingly easy to make.
No. I mean, I've made.
Yeah, you can make a really nice pie without too much effort.
No, I've made pies and cakes and cupcakes and shit like that, but like always for somebody else or for some reason. I've never been like, hey,
Yeah,
I
'cause you want
make
some
this
pie.
because I want to eat it. That just would never occur to me, you know. I would like I'd just fry something up, you know. Not like, I don't know. I still.
So my next door neighbor has like a sour cherry tree in her yard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she said I could pick as many cherries as I wanted.
Yeah.
I made like a killer cherry pie. I don't usually like cherry pie because it's usually kind of nasty.
Yeah.
But these were really good. They were like, really tart because they're sour cherries.
Yeah, you can make a nice cherry pie if you got good cherries.
Yeah, when
I
they're
made
so
a.
juicy.
Oh,
but
go ahead.
So what I read online, this one person advised, like with a really juicy cherry pie, you put like, instead of doing like a double crust,
Right.
you actually just put a real thick crumble on top, and it soaks up a lot of that juice.
That sounds
and
nice.
I have to say, they were right. It was like an almondy crumble. Killer.
I made a. Back in Australia, we went to Bendigo, which is Christine's old hometown, and it was plum season, and all these people had these plum trees in their yards with, the little plums.
Yeah.
And they were just, the boughs were like tragically overburdened, and I just couldn't bear walking by them, and leaving them. So I think we ended up stealing, several big grocery bags full of plums. I made a plum pie when we got back to Melbourne.
Really?
It was really nice, and the fact that the plums were stolen made it more
it's all the
delicious,
sweeter.
I think. All the sweeter. We didn't even start talking about savory pies.
Yeah, fuck that.
Their friend Tea Party.
Segment
two!
That's
how we do
segment
segues.
2, who wants to give me personally a job? John, I'm going to turn this over to you because this is your segment.
So, I was just wondering if anybody out there wants to give me a job. Because I don't have a job and I would like to have a job.
You gotta sell yourself.
Well, hold the phone.
No. I don't want to do that. That's bullshit. I'm sick of doing that.
You don't want to hold the phone?
Well, I had a phone holding job, but
So, as you guys know, I moved to a new city about 2 months ago, and I've been looking for a job. And I forgot how hard it is, It's like the
That
economy
sucks.
is... I don't know. I thought the economy was doing really well.
It's
No, I didn't think that, but... I don't know. I'm just whining, basically.
no. You're not whining yet.
Not yet.
But I wanted to whine. Okay.
What do you want to get a job in?
Yeah.
I want, like, a bullshit, boring office computer job.
That sounds pretty sweet.
Right now I have a bullshit temp job where I move shit around in a warehouse.
Oh, coffee?
At a coffee roasting company in Stumptown.
Which one? The topic is who wants to give you a job, right?
Right.
I do.
Yeah, I would give you a job.
I'll take it.
I'd want to see some references first.
I guess I have 2 jobs now.
Oh, no, I don't have one to offer, but I would.
I don't want to. I mean, who can give me a
Yeah.
job is a different topic.
Yeah. I think you know, John, I was under/unemployed for about a year after we moved to Kansas City. And I was so desperate, I went to a job hunting class at some
I didn't know
church
that.
in Kansas City. Well, I wasn't
Church?
broadcasting the fact. It was embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
Did you take your penis out at the class?
Of course I did.
Okay.
I wanted a job. When you want a job, you go to a church and you take your penis out. No, I
So
went
true.
So
I
you
went
work
to
at a
this-
church now.
No, you're not listening. I went to this job hunting class, and the guy who ran it was, he was one of those labor
Deacons?
counselor contract. He worked finding people jobs all the time,
Oh, a headhunter?
and
Sounds like
he
an
was
asshole.
whatever. And his advice was all
How did
like,
you get
okay, well
headhunter?
the first thing you do, you never want to apply for a job because that's just bullshit. You'll never get a job if you apply for it because the people
That is great advice.
it really was. It was like, the first thing you have to understand is everyone who works in human relations is an asshole.
So, based on the advice you received, you just showed up at school unannounced and took your penis out. And they were like, this guy, we like this guy.
That's effectively what happened, yes.
Like you said, if you give me a job, I will put this monster away.
Did you wait, so you burned down this church then? Or like,
Well, I had to destroy the evidence.
Where do you
I
get
had to
burned
destroy
down?
the evidence.
Do you think he has like a fire-breathing penis or something?
No, it's flaming.
He's a flamer.
First, you dip it in petroleum jelly first.
it's just a parlor trick.
Yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Nothing but a parlor trick.
You dip it in holy water?
It's been several podcasts since we've talked about my penis.
Is that true?
Sadly. Well, you
Yeah.
weren't here last time.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I think we might have touched on it.
Segment 3.
Well, but actually, this is kind of a side issue, but I did want to say this and I had forgotten. Because again, I've been underemployed/employed for about a year, applying for different jobs. And I finally got a full-time job, which I started a couple weeks ago. And I did want to take a moment on the podcast to say, University of Missouri, Kansas City, go to hell. Avila College, fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourself.
Grantham University, could sit on a tack.
tack.
Park
Eat
University, you're a bunch of assholes. Johnson County Community College, suck my cock.
Go eat a bunch of dick. Everybody.
ScriptPro,
Eat shit,
fuck
fuck
off.
Screw you. Bunch of
Eat
dick
oh,
bags.
Netchemia,
Do that
yeah,
university.
assholes.
10,000 dicks.
Really
They're all a bunch of pussies.
Yeah. Oh, the Kansas Historical Society.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. There's some more, but that's probably... Actually,
You done?
I don't know if I told you this. After I got my job, I got 2 more job offers, like, within 2 weeks.
Really?
I hate
Yeah,
that.
it's complete bullshit.
Were they better?
I
Were
got-
they better jobs?
It is really
No,
annoying.
they weren't. I got offered a job at the Kansas Historical Society.
Oh, they finally called you back?
They did. They called me back while we were in Santa Fe.
You just said fuck them.
I know, and they're
Boy.
super nice. It's amazing how in sync we are.
BFTP.
I've just like
Yeah.
I've had the experience like 4 or 5 times in a row now where like a job was like exactly suited for the experiences that I have, you know,
That sounds like a really weird job.
and I will not even get a call back. Really, I don't know. It's sort of soul crushing.
Yeah, see, that's why I learned from this guy at the job class. You're going about it all wrong. You're playing their game according to them. What you want to do in that case, you want to do some little research, find out who the president of that company is or the head of the department, and totally fucking stalk them until they give you a job. Or call the police.
I don't know. I'm not applying to like the same kind of like successful like real person jobs that you are though. I'm applying to like
Wait.
you know like bullshit glorified
I'm-
data entry jobs.
You
I'm-
think Chris
I'm-
is a successful person?
I'm not that successful.
Oh, you're a teacher. They get paid more than anybody, right? Chris, what?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Oh, I didn't realize you were talking to me.
Well, I mean, if your job is... What if you're applying for a job making weird noises over the objections of your employers, like, you know...
John, was that the job you were applying for? The one that seemed perfectly fitted to your experience? It's just it's like, wanted someone to make weird and annoying
Well, like
noises.
no, like the last one was like it was processing payroll for a hospital. I don't know. It's
Sort of soul crushing.
Topic 3 is sneaking out of the hospital cliches.
Okay. So,
I have one.
like,
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, yeah, finding a wheelchair makes you go faster?
what?
Oh, are these real cliches?
Well,
Okay, fine. Climbing into a laundry bin to go down the service elevator.
that's how you escape prison.
Dressing up in surgical scrubs with the big mask and the reflector over your, so it's totally covering your face so people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And that one works especially well if you're also trying to sneak like a monkey out of a hospital, because it's really funny if the monkey is dressed up as a surgeon.
Oh, I have a corollary to that one.
I did not understand this topic.
I have a corollary to that one, which would be you're dressed up as a surgeon trying to escape the hospital, and then accidentally stumble into the operating room and are mistaken for a surgeon and expected to perform surgery.
That happens all the time.
Such a cliche.
Yeah.
It does happen. Okay, you grab a clipboard, rip the IV out of your chest, and then start wheeling a different gurney down the hallway, yelling at people yelling commands at people. And then you ditch the gurney by shoving it down one hallway, knocking over some orderlies, and get into an elevator.
That's a good one.
They go into your room to check up on you, and they unlock the door, pull the blankets off the bed. It's not your body. It's a mannequin that somehow you found?
It's what?
Like a mannequin or some shit?
Mannequin,
that somehow you
found?
found?
Or a pile of pillows.
Or like a corpse from the morgue.
Again, a monkey.
Could be a monkey. Okay, what about all right.
You guys are really good at this.
What about like going out the window?
Yeah, I mean that's an old.
Okay. Oh no, tying
Tying
some
bed
sheets together into a rope of some kind and going out the window.
Oh, gee, that's more of a way to sneak out of jail, Jeremy.
Sorry. Okay, I deserve that. I deserve
You got
that.
burned.
I think it's done in both contexts.
Okay. Oh, having
Also,
what about
insane asylums.
having a roommate who's like kind of senile and like out of it, and who kind of makes snide remarks, but doesn't really. He's just like, I don't know what's going on, something like that.
Right.
I didn't really think that one through.
How does that get you out of the hospital?
Like the senile man, tells
What?
he tells them that you were in his room, but nobody believes him.
Oh, thanks.
You know,
thanks,
like-
John. Yeah, there you go.
There was a man here, and he danced or whatever.
Oh, and they're like,
Good
yes,
save.
he
Good
did,
save.
Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, okay. They go to sedate you with the big hypodermic syringe, and there's a struggle, and you sedate them instead. And then,
Ooh,
particularly if they're amusingly half unconscious for a while, where like you're leading them around, and they're, well, I don't know where we're going, and you go, come on over here.
You see, you're really
About,
good at this.
Maybe pretending to be like someone's reflection for some reason. Like, so they think you're a mirror.
What about getting on the elevator and accidentally getting off at the morgue? And then being freaked out.
What if you dress up as another smaller hospital? And then they're like, well, what the hell is this other hospital doing in here? And they just throw it out.
Chris, you're having a different conversation with the rest of us. Okay, you tell the nurse you need to go use the bathroom and you just need a little privacy. And then you go in there, and then a little time passes, and then the nurse is like looking at her watch. She gives you the benefit of the doubt for a while, and then she opens the door, and there's just a little window that's open with like the curtain, waving in the wind.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, and then she opens the door and there's shit everywhere.
Would that get
Like
used?
all over the walls.
And you're there.
Right. Well, yeah. And you have something written in shit on the wall.
What about like maybe you you get better, and then you're discharged
Yeah. Okay.
by a doctor.
That's way overused.
But then you sneak out anyway.
It is total cliche. Right.
Okay. You're locked in the hospital room. You open the air vent at the top of the ceiling, and then you start a fire in the room. You jump up in the vent. The fire alarm goes off. They rush in to put out the fire. You jump out of the vent, beat them up, run out the door.
That's pretty
you
good.
See that one coming a mile away.
True. It's a cliche, Danny.
Okay, you're on a gurney, and the orderly with like the full scrubs and the mask and one of those headbands with the circle on it wheels you into the elevator. Elevator door closes. Cut to the elevator on another floor. Elevator door opens. You're wearing those clothes, and he's unconscious on the gurney under the sheets, so nobody knows it's him until it's too late.
Okay, this is kind of a corollary. You're dressed up as a surgeon in surgical scrubs to sneak out with the mask over your face and the circle thing on the forehead. But as you're sneaking out, they catch on to you and they're chasing you. Finally, they run you down, smack you onto the ground, rip off the mask, and it's the wrong guy. It's a real surgeon.
Ooh.
You're long gone.
That is really good.
That's a good one.
So, all right, there's like some surgeons. They're operating on a dude. It's not going well. They're like, and they're trying to save him. They're like, they bring in the like thing that shocks you and stuff, and they're like, damn it,
Clear!
we just can't clear. Yeah, they say clear, and then like, live, breathe, god damn it, and then but the person dies, and they take him to the morgue, and then you like creep out of the body. And sneak out of the morgue.
Wait, what?
You were in the body all along.
I don't think that's any less plausible than my idea of dressing up as a smaller hospital.
At a certain point, that became strange.
I just ran out of ideas.
No,
All right, what about sneaking in the chimney of the hospital?
In the chimney or out?
Out the chimney. Sneaking out the chimney.
Oh, what about
you can
joining
just walk
like
into a hospital?
joining a group of carolers?
Yeah, that's good. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Like pretending to be one of them. But you're holding the Bible upside down.
right.
I mean the handle.
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's good.
Somebody almost catches on to you.
Wait, are we doing posing as carolers cliches now?
No,
They're caroling at the hospital.
That makes sense.
You knock your nurse out, or your practitioner. You like get him in a chokehold, like twist his neck until he dies. Then you switch clothes, you put him in a wheelchair, and like wheel him out. And just as somebody's catching on to you, you get like a hold of like a naive like intern nurse and say, nurse, this patient's vitals are going crazy. They need help immediately. Get this man some Valium or something like that. And then you run away while the whole crowd is distracted. I don't know.
It sounded similar to some others, but I really liked where you break the person's neck.
Yeah.
That took it a step up.
Yeah, it's not necessary now.
I mean, what? Like
Sorry, but may I?
Yeah.
You're running for the door, and the big orderly stands, there to block you.
Oh yeah.
And you dive down and slide between his legs out the door, and you're on your way.
And there's like a slide whistle sound effect.
There are a bunch of really huge orderlies standing there, and you slide through their legs. And you throw a wheelchair,
All of
right? And then they turn around, but you throw wheelchairs at them, and then they all fall down like bowling pins.
Oh yeah.
With a bowling pin sound effect.
Yeah.
Such a cliche. Such a cliche.
Or instead of the wheelchair, the wheeled gurney
Yeah.
works too. Yeah.
What if you're in a hallway with like a bunch of doors and people are chasing you and you keep going into doors and coming out other ones? And then there's like
and
everyone's really confused.
It's really more of a haunted house.
Right,
thing.
it is.
You're chasing them, and then they're chasing
Yeah.
you, and there's a gorilla.
Yeah, there's and a giraffe maybe. But no more animals than that. At most, a group relay and a
It
giraffe.
comes unexplained between two doors and never referenced again.
Hey, Doc, we're looking for a prisoner from
If
that
they,
bus
what,
train wreck a couple
what
hours
if
ago. Might
you
be hurt.
you like kind of
What does he look like?
transmute your body into kind of a different phase, so you can just go through the wall and like
Of course.
more like kind of a different. I guess maybe more of a different dimension, so you can kind of just walk through the wall
Yeah, that would work.
Or
to escape the hospital.
You travel
that's
1 million
cliche.
years into the future, and the hospital's just not even there anymore.
Oh, maybe you just like fall asleep, and like when you wake up, everyone's gone, and you can just walk out of the hospital.
It was all a dream.
It was
You weren't
all-
in the hospital
There's
at
like
all.
a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's
I
all
used
a
to do a
dream.
bunch of shit involving like, holding up microfilm to look like you're a doctor. Or like this like X-ray sheets saying some like important shit about bones or something.
Microfiche.
I don't know.
I think what you guys are talking about is X-rays.
No, that's why I thought microfilm was funny. It's like the doctors reading old issues of Life magazine.
I have a sneaking out of the hospital anecdote.
Go
right.
on.
I'm listening.
All right.
So my roommate snuck out of the hospital.
That's a good anecdote.
Yeah.
Did he pretend to be a doctor?
Well,
Or a nurse?
he
Did
came
he
home.
change
He came home
phase?
like in the middle of the night one night, and he had like bandages all over.
Oh.
and he was like, I guess he had been drunk driving, and he got in a wreck, and then he got taken to the hospital because he was like injured, and I guess they were doing like blood tests on him to make sure that he was, or to find out that he was whatever. Anyway, he came to, and he was like in a hospital bed, and he just snuck out of the. He literally did that.
What he ripped the suction cups off of his chest. And pushed through the
He was
curtain.
like, I don't know. I just left. I figured if they wanted me to stay there,
They would have stopped me.
Aren't you allowed to leave the hospital? Like they can't force you to
Yeah, wait a
stay,
minute.
right?
How come?
in that situation,
Jeremy, how come you have to always sneak out of the hospital? You are allowed. It's like, isn't it voluntary?
Pretty sure they can't make you stay.
But anyway, the funny part was when he the police came and arrested him 3 weeks
That is
later.
funny.
Well, that's a different situation if he was like taken to the hospital by the police. Like that's a situation where you'd really be escaping from the police
They
in
were
that
arresting
situation.
him for leaving the
Completely
hospital.
different.
I'm assuming.
I think that was part of
What if you what if you just hide in the trash can?
Are you still
Or the
doing
laundry bin.
And then they well, no, but what if you hid in the trash can and then they
It's a
just throw you in the
different
dumpster at the end of the day?
No, but what John's
Yeah.
anecdote about sneaking out of the hospital reminded me of the sneaking out of the hospital cliche. It's when you're on the bed after some incident. Your body is completely covered in bandages.
Were you just criticizing me for talking about another cliche?
that was-
You were like,
no,
are you
that was-
still on? Oh, that's right. That's right.
I wasn't criticizing. I was just
Your body
surprised.
is completely covered in bandages from head to toe. Your leg is up in the air. Somehow you manage to unwrap all the bandages from your body and wrap up a different person in the bandages so that only their huge white eyes can be seen, and they're looking around, really panicking. You hear the but nobody else seems to notice, and maybe a nurse comes around and is like, they're there, and gives them a shot while you're sneaking
somehow.
away.
Yep.
They're just bitching.
Are you disguised as the?
What
Yeah,
about
that's a good one.
You could
what if
You're just
you-
naked. You're just completely.
he's running down the
Maybe-
hallway naked, knocking over stainless steel receptacles of one kind.
What if maybe you escape the hospital through death? Like you die and then
It's the ultimate escape.
yeah.
I gotta try that.
Or or let's say you kind of become a nurse at the hospital.
Years of study.
Yeah, what if you go like back in time after you're released legitimately and you become a nurse?
What if you already are a doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not satisfied with your job, and then you quit and go somewhere else.
Yeah,
You sneak away from your boss.
I don't know if
You're
you've
a
sneaked
doctor.
out.
You're not a patient. You're a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, your boss
You're just
isn't
going out for
looking.
lunch.
And you say, I just got to go make a personal phone call, but you actually go like down the street to have a tryst with. No, go pick up your laundry or something. But you technically have snuck out of the hospital for a little while.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the one where you were a different, smaller hospital?
No, you dress up as a different, smaller
And
hospital.
so then how do you get out of the hospital then?
Well, because people see you there in the room, and they're like, well, why the hell do we have a hospital in this hospital? That doesn't make any sense. They just throw it out. They get rid of it.
I wish you would get rid of it.
Okay, what if you've got a man on the outside and he bakes you a cake
Oh, with a saw in it?
Fire.
with a saw or a gun in it or something, and then you
Or a syringe.
shoot the...
Something you could get in the hospital.
Yeah, no, a saw. It's got a saw in it, and then you pose as a doctor and well, I gotta go saw someone's leg off. I got a patient in 10 needs their leg sawed off, so... The rusty old saw.
Dripping with blood.
What if you what if you say you've got a man on the outside and you get them to cause some horrible disaster,
Oh, yes.
so that the hospital is just overwhelmed and you can just
Set the
prance right
hospital
out of
on
there.
fire.
No, yeah.
Everyone's trying to get in. They're overwhelmed.
distraction.
Oh, I see, I see. That makes sense.
It's like a triage situation. They maybe even discharge you because you're really basically.
Oh no! You're running through the hallway of the hospital like there's a doctor chasing you or something, and you start running out of the.
Obviously, there's a doctor chasing you.
Right, he's holding up a big syringe. He's pumping liquid out of it, priming it or whatever.
Yeah, he's trying to get the air bubbles out.
But he's got a beard, and you're.
Well, how can you tell under that mask?
You walk past security and you grab his security guard and say, "There's a crazy guy posing as a doctor right back there. You gotta stop him!" And all the security guards draw their weapons and go and tackle the guy while you make out. Right?
Make out with who?
One of the hot nurses.
The doctor's wife.
This one hinges on.
Okay, your identical twin is coming to visit you in the hospital, and you punch him in the face and pretend to be him and get out.
Works.
A lot of these involve mistaken identity.
Okay,
Well,
this one.
a lot of cliches do.
Yeah, this one hinges on you being a cheetah. Now, the first thing you do
Such a cliche.
when they're pushing around the tray to deliver lunches, you sneak under that tray, under the tablecloth sort of thing that hangs down. Bear in mind, you can do that easily because you're a cheetah, so you're not that tall. When they get close to the door, you make a mad dash for it. Now, they're gonna chase you, but you're a cheetah.
Yeah, good luck.
You're the fastest land animal over short distances, so that's why you've got to wait until you're close to the door.
But there will be a zookeeper chasing you with a big net.
It's possible. It's a possibility.
It's irrelevant.
We all have to take those risks.
We're not talking about whether
you,
it succeeds or not. We're talking about cliches.
What if you just you tell them oh, actually, I actually don't have any insurance or money.
Now that's getting
And then
kicked. That's getting kicked
they
out of
just
the hospital.
kick you out on your ass. Yeah. But you're lying though.
Yeah, you had a lot of money.
You escape from the hospital by getting kicked
And then
out.
your premium wouldn't even go on because they wouldn't even check you in.
Hey, can you give us a
Yeah.
hand
Or
here?
here's what you could do.
Bring
You
this
could
kid
be
down to
really
observation room
covert
2.
about leaving.
Yeah, you. Come on, help us out, okay?
My friend went to the hospital. My friend went to the hospital and he like broke his finger or something, and then like he didn't have any insurance at the time, or I think he actually did have money, but he was just really cheap. So they were gonna like set his finger, and he was like, I don't want any anesthetic. And then like the doctor was like, you know, if you don't have any money, you can Medicaid will pay for it. But then he wanted to save face, so he was just like, no, I just don't want any. And he said it was extremely
It's important
painful.
to not be embarrassed in front of doctors you will never see
Yeah.
again.
Sorry to change.
No,
the
this topic is
Yeah,
pretty much.
So you're. So like.
I don't know if I've done any more. I'm stretching here.
You're
Watch out.
you're at the hospital.
Hey, Joe. How are you doing, kiddo?
But you.
Where's your mom?
Okay, you have telepathic powers, and so you can push the minds of the doctors to discharge you, even though they shouldn't. You know, they come in and say like, well, Mr. Jones, you're going to be here for quite some time, and you say, no, I will be leaving this afternoon. And the doctor's like, yes, you will be leaving this afternoon.
Yeah, that works.
So you're a Jedi, basically?
Yeah, something, you know.
What if you just like.
Hey, doctor.
Okay, they're like.
Upstairs.
You're at the hospital and they give you some like. Some really weird experimental drug that causes you to like inhabit a different place.
You mean like outside of the hospital?
Yeah, or a different hospital. I don't know.
Okay, so
Wait,
so
does getting transferred to another hospital count as sneaking out of the hospital?
that's hospital.
What if you turn on the radio and Escape is playing?
The Pina Colada song?
He didn't.
No, he did.
Yes.
Then you're just like lucky to be in the hospital.
Oh, okay. On that note, you're stuck in the hospital.
That voice just felt.
You have a big radio or boombox or whatever, and you put on some conga music, and everybody starts dancing. You start a conga line. They don't notice that you're leading them right out the door until it's too late.
No, you got to lead them down like the like surgery wing or something, and then you sneak off just before they all like go like lemmings into surgery, and I'll get cut up and
out
shit.
the window, out an upper story window.
Yeah, no, that's
you just lead them out and you duck behind the drapes and they just go out.
Okay,
the
so you're in the hospital bed, and you're just like sitting up in the hospital bed, and the nurse comes in, and you like yank her arm, or no, she comes in. You say like, I need something. Come here. You fool her into leaning over. You grab her arm. She has a pitcher of water. The water spills all over the electric bed. It starts shorting out. You start the bed frames. You know the bed starts shorting out and starts going up and down. You know, and you fly out the window.
Took off down the hall. What was I doing?
cunning plan.
Okay, so the warden comes by.
Do hospitals even have warden?
Right. You start running a silver cup over the bars.
Yeah, to bring the warden by, and then you're like, hey warden, like, hey, I got some.
All right, Sammy, this is my
I know,
problem.
like, I know where a bunch of where the money is hidden, and then like, I'm gonna make him lean in real close so he'll whisper it to you, and then you like grab him and like, just kind of pull his head through the bars and strangle him and bite his ear off, and then you take the keys.
You spit his ear in his face. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you dress as a nurse.
A prison nurse.
Okay, this is a related one. You make a plan with a fellow patient to escape from the hospital. Then you go to the warden of the hospital and inform on your friend. You tell the warden exactly when and where the plan is, and in exchange, he agrees to let you go free. Then on the night of the big escape, it turns out that your friend and the warden had double-crossed you. Your friend had double-crossed you, and you get caught, and your friend escaped. It was a long con.
Well, that's a way to remain in the hospital.
Well,
Yeah.
it was your friend was the one
Well,
who
if
escaped.
it's from
Somebody escaped is the point. It was
Maybe
it changed the
there's-
You
perspective.
told that
at
from
the
the
end.
wrong
It was
perspective.
It was a double.
That's
it was a double.
completely. That's a
double
different
back.
You
topic
like
altogether.
you
It was a
cause
double
you
cross.
somehow
It was a triple
caused the
cross.
hospital. You caused the hospital to go out of business somehow. So it has to close down. By like I don't know, like running the water too much.
No, they're gonna
or
transfer you and they put you on a hospital bus, and you like somehow orchestrate like strangling the driver, and the bus goes off a cliff, and you escape through a window just as the bus is about to get hit by a train, and
In the river.
yeah, and you jump out of the way right as the bus is getting hit by the train.
What is the train doing in?
And then you go, well, this is a train that can go underwater.
Maybe you just like, what if you just pretend to be like, maybe pretend to be like insane, so that instead of going to the hospital, they send you to like the crazy house,
Nut house.
nut house.
Okay, yeah. Or the other thing you can do, you kill your roommate, and then they take you out of the hospital.
Take
and put
you
in
to jail. Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, that's
You've escaped the
brilliant.
hospital.
That's
Brilliant in its
the long song
simplicity.
right there. All right, next
What if you
topic. Next topic.
I think he may have meant next
see
subject.
you like
No, Jeremy's got one more.
you
This had better be a good one.
like hide in a bottle of meds,
Oh, come on.
something.
Is it a really big
Okay,
bottle,
you-
or do you get really small?
Oh,
We haven't even scratched the surface of UFO abduction.
pretend to. Okay. So.
I'm not following. Here.
Okay. You're in the hospital.
Okay.
Start at the beginning.
Excellent premise.
So you've got a broken leg.
It's been bandages up in the air, right?
No, okay, here's what you do. You
Okay. You're lying in the bed with your broken leg bandaged up and hanging in the air, right? Elevated.
Okay.
The guard at your door, you call
That's
him
what I just
in.
said.
You call him. You call the guard in. You're like, "Oh, I need. I'm choking or whatever." He rushes in. You grab the leg, smack him over the head with it. Turns out it was a fake leg. You run off.
The fake leg is filled with cocaine, isn't it?
Cocainum.
I think your leg was broken. It's just, you installed a fake leg so you could smack him over the head with it.
Secretly, you think it would be easier to sneak out of a hospital if you secretly install a fake leg?
Here's what you do. You break a window. You break the window in your room, and then you hide. But then you don't jump out the window. You hide under the bed.
Oh, that's good.
And then you make it.
Classic.
So then they come in and they're like, "Oh, he went out
jumped
the
out the
window."
window.
But you've taken a shard of glass from the window, and then when they're looking at the window, you come up behind them and stab them in the neck, and then.
You just run away.
No, you
sneak out.
No,
You
you
just sneak out.
You just like
Get out.
grab them, and then you hold the shard of glass up to their neck, and you're like, "You better let me out of the hospital. Or I'm gonna kill this
And
nurse."
the guy behind the curtain that's been sharing the room says like, "He'll do it. It's not a threat."
Or he's listening to the
Exactly.
radio and doesn't realize
Right.
what's
They're
happening.
saying
at
like,
all.
"Can you shut up? I'm trying to watch TV over here." Okay. You're on your deathbed.
I like where you're
You're
starting
on your
from.
deathbed. You're surrounded by your family. They're all crying. say to your firstborn son, you're like,
Where is that
son,
thing?
come here. I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something. I've been meaning to tell you this. I gotta tell you something. I don't know. And then you grab him by the shirt collars or something, like whack him over the head with the bedpan. Roll him into the other members of your family. They fall over with a bowling pin sound effect. You get up, you rip the Avila, or you pull the suction cups off your chest. You start doing somersaults down the hallway. I don't know. I don't know where this is.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Have we mentioned?
You-
Wait.
no, okay.
Wait. Have we mentioned just pulling the fire alarm yet?
Creating a just.
It's not really a cliche.
You pull the fire alarm.
Okay.
You just pull the fire alarm.
Okay,
That's how you get out of
you're
school.
in the hospital. You're in intensive care. It's at night, and you pull all the stuff off so that like you start flatlining. Apparently, they rush in, and you're gone. Apparently, but you're actually under the bed. But they don't know that you're gone, and they're like, "Oh my God, where he is!" Then suddenly you burst out from under the bed riding a motorcycle, and you just like hightail it out of that fucking hospital.
Could you do the same thing if you had a horse instead of a motorcycle? Like, let's say you didn't have access to a motorcycle, but there was a horse
How would
in
that?
the room.
Explain to me how that would go down. Explain how that would. You don't think that's a having the motorcycle under there? It's the oldest trick in the book. You get the motorcycle in there. Snuck it in the day
Yeah,
before.
you grab the EKG machine, like start pounding.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you built the motorcycle out of like some
yeah.
machinery there. Kind of a MacGyver thing.
Yeah.
It's really time for this podcast to end.
It really is. It really is.
What if you like? So the nurse comes in.
Oh God.
And you like, just like, beat them to death with a fire extinguisher.
And then pull
Or a potted plant. Potted plant works well for that.
Potted plant.
a
Yeah,
fake
good.
potted fake plant.
Yeah.
So the pod is real?
What if you could
Oh, okay. Oh.
Alright.
Oh, okay. This hospital in the lobby has some decorative, like really enormous pots, really huge,
Fake pots.
with plants at the top, and you're hiding in one of those, and your head pops up, and then your little feet, you go like from time to time you look down, and then your feet go.
Oh yeah.
You know, like in a
Everywhere.
cartoon. Your little tiptoes underneath the pump.
Just like
Yeah,
in like
yeah, making that
3
noise.
second increments.
maybe
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
What if it turns out? What if it turns out that everyone at the hospital is just like another aspect of your like split personality?
I thought you were gonna say they were all ghosts.
No, then that would
You'd
explain
really
why you'd want to
escape. Then
I like how some of these are like action movie cliches, and some of them are like obnoxious art film cliches.
I would say that a good many of them are not cliches at all, strictly speaking.
Just the one with the horse.
What if there's some kind of tornado or something and the whole hospital collapses and the wall of the hospital like falls down, but you're just standing there and you fall, like the window falls over you, so you're fine.
Oh
That's
yeah,
good.
that's just a
Buster Keaton.
general building destruction
Yeah.
destruction cliche.
Well, hospitals are building.
Okay, you're trapped in an undersea hospital.
Now wait a minute. Is this a hospital for humans that is undersea, or is it for any marine life?
I would say it's an enchanted undersea hospital for marine life.
So like the
Such a
doctors
cliche.
are all like crabs and shit.
Yeah, the doctors are crabs and shit. And how you escape is by convincing your squid friend to release its ink.
Segment 4.
Sexy, erotic, or sensual.
Sensual.
I've been Christopher Wendo, joined this evening by D. Gunnar Beamish, Jeremy Mullis of North Carolina, and Dr. John Flowers. You can contact Bear Friend Tea Party at Jeremy, what's our email address? Is it bearfriendteaparty@aol.com?
That is correct.
Contact us at bearfriendteaparty@aol.com. You can find us at www.flowersofdisgust.com. Follow us on Twitter at BearFriendTParty. BRFRNDTPRTY.
Chris, what the fuck are you talking about?
Or we have a Twitter account.
No, I seriously. Do we really?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tweeted.
Is it just the words Bear Friend Tea Party with no vowels?
Yes. Or call us at, I've forgotten, I was giving out a phone number for a while. I think it was John's cell phone.
Did you call the number?
No, he was just dicking around.
So you didn't call the number, or you did?
Wait, did you just give out the Board of Trade phone number? Or is it...
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You can also find Bear Friend Tea Party on, Facebook.
You can find Bear Friend Tea Party sleeping in the gutter.
You can find Bear Friend Tea Party stuck in a hospital, unable to sneak out.
Oh, I've got a few ideas how you could.
Leave the area. Thank you. Bear Friend Tea Party.
All right. That seems like enough.